Stop 16 on the Castrol GTX Cup Series brings us to Pocono Raceway, the Tricky Triangle, as it is known. It's the running of the 5-hour Energy 400, and of course that logo I always use for with Clint Boyer on it from 2012. Well, that's still I'll probably still always forever use it. So yeah. So anyway, we are here today, and the course scene is my history of Pocono races I usually do. Though it usually always is a wreckfest. So what I'm doing, obviously, trying to slow the cars down for this track. And when I did the test races, we did have a crash, but it's not the typical wreckfest that it usually is, and it did provide some great racing. So let's hope that happens here today. So with all that said, let's get the starting line for today's running of the event. On the pole for today's event, it is Jonathan Zorlin in the number 71 Lifeboy Chevrolet. It's his first pole of the season, I believe. He'll be alongside Jesse Turner, the number 94 Sunoco Ultra Oldsmobile. Row 2 has Joshua Collard, the number 43 STP Pontiac. He'll be flanked by Levi McIntyre, the number 99 Excite Barrios SKF Ford. McIntyre was the winner of the season at Dover. Trent Dunham has the inside of the third row, the Skull Classic Oldsmobile, car number 1 for Sega Motorsports. He'll be flanked by the number 22 Maxwell House Ford of Sky Commons. He's on the outside. Then it's Michael Norman, the number 3 GM Goodwrench Chevrolet. He's on the inside of the fourth row. He'll be alongside the Quality Care Ford Credit Ford Thunderbird of Keith Batson, car number 88. Then this row number 5 has Zed Weinstein, a former winner here on this racetrack in the number 70 Rumpel Furniture Pontiac. Alongside of him, the All-Star Race winner, John Arndt of Valvoline Ford, car number 6. Then it's Seth Cole inside of row number 6 and the number 52 Alka-Seltzer Pontiac. He'll be alongside Dylan Young, the number 2 Miller Genuine Draft Ford. Dylan Young was the winner of the season at Rockingham. Jessica Shelton, the number 9 Coors Melling Ford, the championship leader coming in despite the fact she's yet to win a race this season. She's the inside of row number 7. She'll be alongside Dalton Day, the number 20 Crown Petroleum Oldsmobile. He also yet to win a race this season. Charles Sanford inside of the 8th row in the DuPont Chevrolet, car number 24. He won the season at Bristol. He'll be alongside the Kodak Film Chevrolet, car number 4 of Paul Mennick. He's on the outside. Jeremy Jones in the inside of the 8th row in the number 14, inside of the 9th row, the number 14 Copenhagen Oldsmobile. He'll be alongside Johnny Gardner, the number 28 Texaco Haviland Ford. Then it's Daniel Olson, who's come close a couple times this season, number 25 Kodiak Chevrolet, looking for his first win of the season. And also looking for her first win in the Quaker State Buick, car number 26, it's Chelsea Bowles. Zachary Fitzwater has the inside of the 10th row, 11th row. Excuse me. Number 29 Hardy's Oldsmobile. He'll be alongside Cav Shearer, number 57 Heinz Pontiac. Cavs won twice this season at Richmond and again at Charlotte. Then it's Amari Stoudemire Jr., number 68 Country Time Oldsmobile. He'll be alongside the number 18 Interstate Batteries Chevrolet of Las Vegas winner Dawson Wise. Then it's the Atlanta winner, Cole Baker, the number 75 Valvoline Pontiac. He'll be flanked by another Cole Deaver, the number 7 Xerox Antifreeze Ford. Then it's Quentin Moore, the number 21 Citgo Ford for the Wood Brothers. He'll be alongside two-time winner of the season, Chris Dodd, the Snickers Buick, car number 8. Chris won at Talladega and also, of course, the Daytona 500. Joshua Osborne is the inside of the next row down in the Western Auto Chevrolet, car 17. Joshua won the season at Darlington. He'll be flanked by Zach Winkle, the number 11 Budweiser Ford. Then it's Benjamin Miles, one of the NNSCRA veterans, the number 27 Kodiak Pontiac. He'll be alongside John Gilbert, the Skull Bandit Oldsmobile, car 33. Joshua Sakuli, number 12, the Ray Bess's Buick. He'll be flanked by Riverside winner Chris Dallerton, the Crown Skull Oldsmobile, car number 55. That broke a 6-season winless drought. Here comes coming to fire him up.
3, 2, 1. Gentlemen, start your engine.
Man's been given the fire to the engines as we get some racing here today. JT Bryant, Matt Dallio have the next row down. JT car 10, Matt car number 15. Then it's Andrew Perry in car number 5 in the Levi Garrett Chevrolet, and Mick Johnson, the 66 Trump Arctic Pontiac. Ryan George and Dylan Poteet have the next row down after that. And shotgun in the field, Kyle Matthews, the number 42 Milliella Pontiac. Kyle with it. Here, Kyle's set up in Pocono, not quite good. We'll see how it does here today. Green flag about to wave here for the start of this race here. Jonathan Zorlin and Jesse Turner leads him down. Green flag waves. We are underway in the 5 Energy 400. Now these cars will not go as fast as they usually do at Pocono. As I said, we had a wreckfest several times at Pocono, so hopefully we will have a clean race here. But now the outside lane is preferred here at Pocono in some ways, in some cases though. As you see, jumping on the front is Jesse Turner, number 94, Levi McIntyre in the second position. They qualified here at only, and I say only, 154 miles per hour around the racetrack. So that's how slow these cars are going to be around the racetrack. So now they still can draft off each other and run speeds faster than that, much like you would in plate racing almost. As you see, going down to the flattest turn of the track, turn 3, which is banked at 6 degrees, onto the front straightaway, which is 3,740 feet in length, one of the longest front straightaway in NASCAR. Well, one of the longest front straightaways in all of NASCAR. And there's what I'm talking about. The first lap at 145 miles per hour. Jesse Turner leads the first lap of this race as they go into turn 1, which is banked at 14 degrees in here. This is what makes Pocono very unique. Three different turns and 3 different straightaways onto the long front straightaway, which is length at 3,055 feet. Jonathan Zorlin going inside now of Sky Commons for position. It's for third. On to turn 2, which is banked at 8 degrees. About a 90-degree part of the track. The North Chute, which is 1,780 feet in length, as they go down the third turn, which, as I said, leads to the flattest part of the turn of the track. That's turn 3 at 6 degrees. Jesse Turner leading Levi McIntyre. Oldsmobile in front. Ford in second. A battle for third between Ford and Chevrolet, as Sky Commons pulls ahead of Jonathan Zorlin, the pole sitter for the event. And Kev Shear swinging way wide there, that red car on the inside of the racetrack. Here comes McIntyre for the lead, car 99. McIntyre, who won the season at Dover, but Jesse Turner has that high lane working to his advantage as they come out of turn number 2. Down the backstretch here, Keith Batson going up in the 4th position. Zorlin now battling with Joshua Collard for 5th position. Collard, who came in 3rd the last time on the tour at Riverside, the first road race of the season. And he's going to have Trent Dunham and Michael Norman in this mix now. Dunham in car number 1, who's had a miserable start to the season. He did have a top 10, I believe, at Riverside. He did not have a top 10 at Riverside. He had a top 20 run at Riverside, however. Trent hoping to get some good finishes here, maybe a win or two himself for the Sega Motorsports team. That's his newly formed, as of course his own operation in our competition. Trent right now running in 7th position, trying to go for 7th, I should say, with Jonathan Zorlin. Michael Norman, Zed Weinstein, John Arndt in this mix in car number 6, the Valvoline Ford. Now he's battling with Zed Weinstein and the 2 of Dylan Young, who won the season at Rockingham. Dalton Day is hooked to the caboose of this train right there in number 20, trying to get around Weinstein now. Paul Minnick and Seth Cole close up. Single file for about the first 10-12 spots, and before you get to this side-by-side battle between Dalton and Zed, now Seth Cole, with the help of Jessica Shelton, now pulling up to the inside. Shelton getting around, or trying to get around Charles Sanford in 24. Last lap 5 for Seth, 151.347 miles per hour, and they see him get up about as high as 180 miles per hour into turn number 1. So that's, as I said, these cars slow down, but you see the racing that we're having here today, some good racing here at Pocono. So the slowdown package Yes, it's a little bit frustrating than what you're used to at Pocono, but it does provide some good racing. Here comes McIntyre. Levi McIntyre for the lead on Jesse Turner. In 94, Keith Batson, he don't know who to go with. He decides to go with Turner. Turner has a slight advantage into the third turn now. McIntyre trying to get better underneath. Sky Commons trying to help in car 22. Now it's 2x2 for the here, first and second, third and fourth. But Turner holds him off another time. Turner, let's see how fast he goes into turn number 1 at about 179 miles an hour. 3 wide there, Sky Commons. Oh, he and McIntyre touch going into turn number 1. And now Commons backs up, and now Trent Dunham goes to the outside to help, trying to help Keith Batson. Into the third turn now. Here, McIntyre dropping the third now. Batson moving into second position now in car number 88. Here, so Jesse Turner holding off a slew of Fords there that's come up to his path. Turner has never won in Castrol GTX Cup Series competition. He has won in the Castrol GTX IndyCar Series, however, that came at Watkins Glen. But Jesse hopes to get his first ever Castrol GTX Cup Series victory, and he hopes that'll happen today at Pocono. But you know, just like right here, Keith Batson trying to spoil that form in car number 88 to the inside. Now going for the lead. A pair of blue cars going at it, but Jesse, as I said, has that high lane working to his advantage. That's going to be the only, maybe the only way you can pass for the lead is go up to the high side of the track. Now, of course, common knowledge, a lot of people wants to dip down low because it's the shortest way around the track, and usually it's the right way around in our competition, but now Trent Dunham goes inside trying to go for that second spot on Batson. McIntyre running in fourth position, Sky Commons in fifth, sixth is Jonathan Zorland now trying to go hold off Joshua Collard for position. Collard was running, let's see where he is let's see where Collard's at this time by. He is running in the 7th position. Right behind him is Dylan Young in 8th, Michael Norman in 9th, and John Arndt running in 10th position. Dalton Day and Charles Sanford battling it out here. Chelsea Bowles in car 26. Where did she come from? Bowles up to the 15th position. Maybe get more than that, though. Michael Norman and Zed Weinstein, they touched coming out of turn number 2. But they maintain control. And now Paul Minnick falls in behind Michael Norman there. Norman in the 3, Minnick in the 4. A pair of Chevrolets going at it. And somehow Jesse Turner doing a great job holding on that lead. Jeremy Jones in car 14 taking the A.J. Foyt colors up through the field here. Jessica Shelton right behind him. Kev Shear, car 57. Daniel Olson in 25, and now Shelton and Seth Cole battle it out for position. And 3 wide through turn number 2. We've seen that plenty of times here already. And this is a 30-lap event, by the way, here at Pocono here, so this race may go quicker than one might think, though. 9 laps in the books and still 21 laps of racing to go here. Zachary Fitzwater, there he is in the mix right there. Amari Stoudemire Jr., Johnny Gardner, Dawson Wise, Quentin Moore, Zach Winkle, Cole Deaver in car number 7. He and John Gilbert, Joshua Osborne, and Chris Dodd in this mix here in car 33. Now Osborne goes up underneath Chris Dodd for position. Osborne to 17, Dodd in number 8. Kyle Matthews trying to work his way through the field in car 42. There's Chris Dalton, who, of course, broke that long winless drought. Now, remember, as I said, going into Riverside, he had not won since season 10 at Martinsville, the spring race over there, and it had been a long winless drought for Dalton. Haven't quite. There he is, car number 55. But Dalton had not won since that Martinsville event in season 10, and he finally broke that winless drought at Riverside when he won the event. It was his first ever road course win, too, as a matter of fact. I think in any series, though. And but the one series Dalton will tell you he wants to win it badly is the Amp Energy Cup Series from Sean the Dog 97, which is, of course, one of my favorite series to watch. Obviously, one of them. And that's also part of the NNSCRA. And now Chris Dalton's got the help from Kyle Matthews in 42 as he tries to get around Joshua Sakuli in car number 12. There you see it. Look at it. Look at all these cars. They're slicing and dicing all the way down there. Matt Dallio now goes inside of Matthews. And Dallio goes into the draft in turn 1, drafting at 182 miles an hour. But Matthews able to hold him off on the outside lane here. Dylan Poteet trailing along in last place at the moment, so setup missed on that 31 car. But still status quo here. Jesse Turner, Keith Batson, Jonathan Zorlin now moves in the 3rd position, with Levi McIntyre in 4th position and Trent Dunham running in 5th. And Zorlin now goes underneath Batson for position there. Batson may use that high lane to his advantage to try to get a run at Jesse Turner, possibly. If he can get fellow Ford driver Levi McIntyre to help. McIntyre finally says, screw this, I'm going to the inside lane. Trent Dunham tries to help, but Trent now falls in front of his buddy Dylan Young. Now Young goes inside of Trent for position and tries to help McIntyre. So Batson holds off Zorlin for 2nd. On board Dylan Young's car number 2. Young running in trying to battle for that 5th spot there with Levi McIntyre. Young trying to, as you see, Young trying to get around McIntyre for position. He does have the outside lane, which has been the preferred groove. And POCONO now following his buddy Trent Dunham. Now Jonathan Zorlin tries to get a draft off him. And here comes Young. Young thought about going inside of Zorlin for position. Now Batson going for the lead. But Jesse Turner says, nuh-uh, Keith, I ain't giving up my win easily. Possible win, I should say, not definite. Because we're almost halfway through this race here. Here as they come down for 14 in the books, there'll be 16 to go to Sunrise. So still plenty of racing left at Pocono. So these guys behind them may think about what to do when they get up to Jesse Turner. So this slowdown package has worked so far at Pocono. And they'll be going a lot faster for the next stop on the tour, which will be at Michigan Speedway for the Miller Lite 400. And now McIntyre and Dunham now hooks up to the outside lane on the racetrack here, trying to get a run. Dunham up to 4th, McIntyre up to 5th position. Zed Weinstein going at 6th position with the help of Michael Norman in number 3. It's Weinstein trying to push past Dylan Young in the number 2. Weinstein up to 6th, Young to 7th, 8th is Norman, 9th is Collard. Battle for 10th, there's Sky Commons going inside of Chelsea Bowles for position. Paul Minnick, Charles Sanford, John Arndt is in that mix in car number 6. And now Dalton Day. Look at Dalton Day in that 20 car, that blue Crown machine, going way down on the inside. Now McIntyre tries to go inside here for position. He, Jonathan Zorland, and Trent Dunham. Dunham on the outside lane trying for 3rd spot. And now look at that. They're 3 wide, or 2 wide. Now they drop it down to 2 wide on the Long Pond straightaway. And they're still side by side heading in the 3rd turn. This is great racing we're seeing here at Pocono. About everywhere except 1st and 2nd, regrettably, but everywhere else has been some slicing and dicing here on this racetrack here. So I really hate to have to slow him down though to keep from having wreckfest on this racetrack, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do here. Now Batson once again going for the lead. You would think, though, they would quit trying the inside lane, though, as many times as they've been trying the inside lane, but it's not. But the outside lane, as we plainly have seen, seems to work better than the inside. Now, as I said, it's not common in NR. Usually, if you're on the outside lane, you're screwed. But maybe if Batson can try to get some help there with possibly the 1 car Trent Dunham or the 71 of Jonathan Zorland, they get a train hook to the inside lane. But Turner's cars work so well on the outside lane in that 94 car. It's been nearly impossible to pass him. As I said before, they still got plenty of time left. We're down to 13 laps to go on this 2.5 mile rectangle. And whoa, Batson thought about throwing the block on Trent Dunham. Dunham tries to go behind Turner, but even the draft doesn't help Dunham. Now Batson has the help of Jonathan Zorland in the 71 to try to make the outside run, but Turner's been pulling away. Now here comes Batson going to the inside lane again for the lead. He's got Jonathan Zorland behind him this time. Batson pulls ahead by about a bumper length on Turner. But Turner's cars work so well, as I said, on the outside lane, it's been impossible to pass him. Batson and Turner side by side once again through the 3rd turn now. Does Zorland stay with Batson? Let's see what happens coming out of turn number 3. Turner floors that throttle, gets that outside lane to work into his advantage, and again he keeps the lead. And now we're 3 wide for the 2nd position now. Zorland on the outside, Batson in the middle, Weinstein on the inside. Now Trent Dunham tries to help Jonathan Zorland. Zorland looking for a 2nd win of the season. He won at Texas this season. And at 71, Lifeboy Chevrolet driving for Dave Marcus. And now Batson dropping to 3rd position. Now Weinstein and Dunham side by side. Now and there were almost 3 wide there between Michael Norman and Dylan Young and Levi McIntyre. And Joshua Collard in the King Richard Petty colors. Now he works his way through to the field now, as he's got Chelsea Bowles right behind him in car 26, one of the 3 Buicks in the field. 3 Buicks, 8 Oldsmobiles, 9 Chevrolets, and 9 Pontiacs and 12 Fords in the field. And whoa, Collard and Young got just about touched coming out of turn number 2. These guys know that it's going to be down to it. 10 laps to go this time by. There's McIntyre and Young side by side here. Charles Sanford trying to shove Chelsea Bowles in car 26. Sanford in the 24. Buick versus Chevrolet on the inside lane. And throw in the Ford of John Arndt in the mix now, battling with Jessica Shelton. "20 laps in the books, 10 laps to go. Can Jesse Turner hold him off for his first win? We'll find out. I still wouldn't pencil in the winner just yet, though. Those three, that duo of Batson and Zorlin. I'm going backwards instead of forwards. That duo of Batson and Zorlin, they could make a run at it here. Batson almost made it work on the inside lane there just a couple of laps ago. But as we said before, that 94 car's been working so well on the outside lane, you're going to have to pass him on the outside, if at all possible. Now Turner's car, it could be all about a handling package, I guess you might say, at Pocono. Trent Dunham trying inside of Zed Weinstein. Weinstein and Zorlin hooking up. And now Michael Norman in the 3 car gets into the mix now. Norman to the outside. He's right there behind Weinstein. Trent Dunham trying to go inside of Batson for position. Now Norman 3 laps between he, Levi McIntyre, and Sky Commons. And Commons is about to touch with McIntyre. Whoa! And now Norman hooks up with Batson. And now it's Zorlin to second. Weinstein up to the 3rd position in car number 70. And Zorlin just 1 number up at 71. Zorlin up on the back bumper of Jesse Turner. What's going to happen in the 3rd turn now? Let's see what happens this lap. And it looks to me like if you want to be dominant, you want to be a car painted blue here. The first 4 cars are all blue cars. Oldsmobile in 1st, Chevrolet 2nd, Pontiac in 3rd, Ford in 4th, and a Chevrolet in 5th with Michael Norman. Weinstein breaks free to the inside. Zorlin took a look to the outside of the racetrack now on Turner. Let's see what happens. Are they going to make a run at him? Batson goes with them as they go down to turn number 2, but Turner has that inside lane, the shortest way around. The bad part is, of course, if you make a run, the outside lane, as I said, is the preferred groove, but the problem is on the outside, it's the long way around, while the short lane, or while the shortest way around is the low side. And that's where Turner's been getting his big leads. When they try to make a run to the outside, Zorlin now battling with Batson for position. That's for 2nd. Michael Norman with the help of his buddy Levi McIntyre in car 99. Norman trying to pick up a couple of positions here. 23 in the books, 7 laps to go. Battle within the top 10 here. Chelsea Bowles trying to go 3 wide between her, Paul Minnick, and Joshua Collard. And now we may have an all-girl hookup here. Chelsea Bowles and Jessica Shelton trying to go at it. That's for the 10th position there. Here Norman has, Collard I think has 10th. Minnick in 11th. 12th is Bowles. 13th is Shelton as she tries to hold off Charles Sanford now for position. Cab Shearer is in the mix there in 57. A couple of red cars on the outside of the rainbow-colored machine. Six laps to go. And now the outside lane. Here comes the outside lane. Dylan Young and his buddy Michael Norman. Hook up to the outside, trying to get around Levi McIntyre and Trent Dunham. That's for position here. That's for the Normans up to the fourth, going for 5th position now. Batson running in 4th. 3rd is Weinstein. 2nd is still Zorlin. And leading the race is still Jesse Turner. Norman trying the outside now of Batson for position, and now he hooks up with Batson. Trying to get around Zed Weinstein as they go down to turn out of turn number 4. Or turn number 3 rather, excuse me. I keep thinking there's 3 turns at Pocono, not turn 4. Here comes Zorlin for the lead. We've seen Batson try that move before, but as we've seen time and time again, that 94 has that outside working to his advantage. That's Jesse Turner. Weinstein in the 3rd position now. Zorlin. Turner probably still has that fear, though. They may hook up to the outside lane and get a run on him as they come down to the late laps now. As this time by, there'll be 4 laps to go. And now we got a gaggle of cars there. Keith Batson and Dylan Young. Levi McIntyre in 99. Sky Commons 22. Let's see what that outside lane does here as they go down into turn number 1. Dylan Young up to 5th. Weinstein trying for 2nd now. And here comes Zorlin to the outside. Car 71. Not close enough. If they can get close enough to try to make a battle for the win here out of this, it could get wild. Like I said, if you're going to have to pass Turner, you're going to have to do it on the outside of the racetrack, and they all had that tendency to want to go to the inside lane. And this almost is kind of like the racing we may be seeing at we usually see at Kentucky Speedway, which will be heading to a couple of 3 stops from now for the 3 stops from now for the Quaker State 400. Three laps to go. Zorlin to the inside again. Weinstein trying to hook up with Jonathan Zorlin. Zorlin has to back off the throttle a little bit. Got loose apparently. Or is it that outside lane? Yeah. Front 6 cars, 7 cars, 8 cars single file now. 9, 10. That's Bowles in the 26th and 10th position. Trent Dunham dropping back to 11th as he's now battling with Paul Minnick in the 4. Michael Norman trying for that 3rd position in car number 3. 2 laps to go. Dylan Young and Keith Batson are going. Now there's going to be 3 wide for that 3rd spot there. Young, Norman, and Weinstein. Batson hooking up with Norman on the outside lane, getting around Weinstein. Norman the 3rd. Norman's best finish this season has been a 4th, I believe. That came at Rockingham. Wants to move up at least another couple of spots here. 3 wide racing now. Young, Commons, and McIntyre now throw in Collard in the mix in car number 43. But meantime, the white flag is going to be waving for Jesse Turner in number 94. He'll have 1 lap to go. Can he hold them all off? Jesse Turner, the number 94 Sunoco Ultra Oldsmobile, sees the white flag. 1 lap to go in this race here at Pocono. Can he hold off Jonathan Zorlin and Michael Norman to win this race? Zorlin gets shoved up to the high side of the track here. Now Zorlin goes to the outside lane. Does he get the run at Turner? No. He's still got a couple more turns left to go here. Jesse Turner, the number 94 car, out in front. Zorlin tries to shove him up the track now. But again, Turner floors it, pulls away. Now here comes Weinstein to the outside of Norman for the third position now. Norman tries the inside of Zorlin for that second spot, and as they come down to turn number 3, and Zorlin is not gonna do it in that 71 car coming to start finish line. Car number 94, the Sunoco Ultra Oldsmobile. Jesse Turner wins his first ever Castrol GTX Cup Series race. He does as he wins the 500 G400. All those horrible finishes he's been having, all the bad luck he's had, a good run or two here and there, but finally it's all come full circle for Jesse Turner. The number 94 Sunoco Ultra Olds takes his first ever win in this Castrol GTX Cup Series. Second place will go to Jonathan Zorlin. Third to Michael Norman. Fourth, Zed Weinstein. Fifth, Keith Batson. Sixth, Sky Commons. Seventh, to Dylan Young. Eighth, to Levi McIntyre. Ninth, to Chelsea Bowles. And 10th position to Joshua Collard. Average speed of race 150.251. And rest of the finishing order in this race here: Trent Dunham coming home in 11th position, 12th Paul Minnick, 13th Jessica Shelton, 14th Kev Shearer, 15th Charles Sanford, 16th was John Arndt, 17th to Jeremy Jones, Zach Winkle 18th, 19th Seth Cole, 20th was Cole Baker. Rest of the finishing order here in this race here: Johnny Gardner 21st, Amari Stoudemire Jr., Daniel Olson, John Gilbert, Dawson Wise, Quentin Moore, Chris Dollarton 27th. Dalton Day 28th, Zachary Fitzwater 29th, Joshua Osborne 30th. 31st was Chris Dodd, JT Bryant, Benjamin Miles, Cole Deaver, Nick Johnson, Joshua Sakuli. Kyle Matthews only at the 37th in the race here. Matt Dalio, Andrew Perry, Dylan Pote, and Ryan George rounds out the field in 41st position. So with all that said, though, Pocono is in the... So with race 16, Pocono in the books, is Jesse Turner getting his first ever Castrol GTX Cup Series victory. Our congratulations to him. And be sure to subscribe to the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel here if you like what you see. And you never know what comes up on this channel here. NR Trials Free Races, Gaming, whatever way you desire on this channel. As the next stop on the tour will be at Michigan Speedway for the running of the Miller Lite 400. So until then, this is James Qualls. This has been a production of the NNSCRA, celebrating 5 years of offline racing at its best.